Little Yachty, Little Yachty, Little Yachty. You keep doing this. You keep doing this. Couple of days ago on the Bootleg Kev uh, interview, Little Yachty was on there, and of course, there's always conversation about old school hip hop as opposed to new school hip hop. Little Yachty has always been someone who's been very vocal about where he stands with hip hop as a whole, how the older generation needs to respect the newer generation, which he's right about, but also he tends to find himself making comments that will surely set the hip hop world on fire. This particular time, he talks about songs that he considers weak or not good, and he references records like Rapper's Delight. He believes, in his words, he believes that Rapper's Delight, in the time that it was made, was actually a weak song for hip hop, completely disregarding the whole concept of this is the early stages of hip hop, and there was not a lot of different examples of how hip hop should be done. But Rapper's Delight still, till this day, remains one of the more popular songs ever in the world. Like, you can play that song now, and there's people that would be jamming to it. It's just what it is. Now, Bootleg Kev tried to refute a little bit of that and tried to kind of ease the statement that was made by Lil Yachty, but it didn't work. It didn't work. Hip hop fans are upset. They're upset. And although this is Yachty's opinion, and I respect when the young generation is when they have their opinion, I respect it. It's nothing wrong with that. But to disregard some of the elements of what made hip hop so great is just ridiculous. In my opinion, I really feel like Little Yachty studies hip hop. I think he really studies hip hop. But to what degree? That's the question. To what degree? Because I feels like he studies hip hop only to a point, well, to a degree, to make his point about the younger generation. I think he watches things or he tries to study just so he can have this argument of the young generation. You can't shit on them because the older generation did something weak. I think he only comes from that perspective. And overall, it's like, look, both sides have their points. The old school heads, which I'm a part of that, and the new school heads, which I'm a part of that as well, on the hip hop side. Um, Both sides have a point. When Yachty said there was weak music in the 90s and in the late 80s from hip hop, you're right. Yes, you're right. There were songs that are not good. I think in any genre, in any profession, there's things that are considered good or elite or great, and then there's other things that are not considered so good or it just didn't make the mark. But to say Rapper's Delight was one of those songs that didn't make the mark, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Rapper's Delight is one of the few songs that made hip hop golden, that made it broad, that made it popular, that made it public to the masses. How can you dare say that this song was weak? Now, compared to 50 more years of hip hop, if you're trying to compare a newer song to Rapper's Delight in the context of lyrical prowess or beat making and things like that, okay, you got it. But that's here nor there. This is the early elements of hip hop, and you should respect the same way you respect your elders. You should respect the music that came before you, that paved the way for you. The reason why you can make upbeat popular music is because Rapper's Delight. The reason why there are hooks or there are things that you can remember in hip hop that are considered catchy is because of Rapper's Delight. and other songs like that as well. Now, this conversation is going to continue to go. There's always going to be somebody saying the new school need their respect, just like the old school need their respect. And then you're also going to hear the old heads sometimes try to talk down on a newer generation. One thing is clear: we have all contributed. Sorry, we have all contributed to what hip hop is today. Whether you feel like it's good or bad, we have all contributed to what hip hop is and how it stands today. That's what it is. Let me know what y'all think in the comments about what Lil Yachty said. Let me know if y'all feel like he was right about some things, he was wrong about some things. And let's talk in the comments. Y'all already know. I mean, in my opinion, I feel like he has the right to say whatever he wants to say. But I think he should do his homework a little bit more before he starts to judge records that are legendary